adventure of humanity is that to emancipate a great unknowing that spreads out to code the widths of the universe and the depths of our conception. The task of understanding is similar to a manic spirit of butchering, shredding entities in all kinds and forms, rearranging them only to slice and dice again. A violence I most gracefully embody with a feverish contempt at everything that walks or crawls. And from the depths of the aberrated identities we choose for ourselves, vortexes of intricate confusion from all our active essays to communicate, the violence of an order of chaos that refuses to be reasoned with while consummating understanding with a forever shape-shifting ambiguity, I become. I dissolute only to take form, fathoming more of the unknowing. I mimic agency to impregnate it with paralyzing suspicion. I forfeit my body to become tease, bigger, wider, harder tease, to maddeningly chew on all that merits a name or conception. I am to hunt for an abstraction that dominates us all, that regardless of gender, ethnicity, orientation, or religion, it treats us all equally as prey. I do it by turning my body into a tool that is no different than the gun it holds, the bullet it fires, the other body gracefully waiting at the other end of the gunpoint. I am, along with every other entity engineered to do so, a set of stray dogs barking to be more than what they are. Nothing human makes it out of the near future. For that I refuse to fulfill my role of being a vehicle of terror that is necessary to fuel a superorganism of distortion that pushes me to a premature death like everyone else. Either we suffer only to embalm suffering as our own noble footprints in time, or rage against all the given that have decided us. The insurmountable unknowing can be a face of despair, but all that resides outside the jurisdiction of knowledge at the other side of the black hole can take another face if we will it to. The face of an opportunity. It violates my faculties to have to give an account for a nature that cannot possibly be the least interested in me or anyone else, or even for what is it worth, itself or its own becoming. The corpses of all institutions that took it upon themselves to create anything that can be held as meaning or truth are rotting, and the worms in their guts are laughing at us while they thankfully keep on feeding on it. Both a worm and a spectator, I am to be made to eschew vitalist gibberish about a force that communicates through fallaciously unmediated instances of transafflatus. I am to be made to reason with an unreasonable rigor of indifference, and flourish within it without guidance, riding a vector of volition that is as malleable as the atmosphere that surrounds us. There is only nothing to embrace. If nothing means anything, then this very thought means nothing. And if nothing is inseparable from anything, then nothing can be as well something. Now along every other entity and the stray dog, everyone is cordially invited for the sacrilegious opportunity of reopening the catalogue of history, or precisely forfeiting that endeavor altogether and choosing which nothingness you wanted to account for something. the contradictions, I have to use the violence of reason to forge my blades of conception. In the searing fire of conception, I am assimilated by the maddening irreconcilability of knowledge. My teeth fight for leverage as I hang into phenomena with 1,000 faces. For the many ways they can be described, they are still the same. While the data that I build empirically evident models with render my intellect impotent in the face of the resulting logical incompatibility. Is there a better time to waste oneself in an eternal laughter? In the darkest hours of the night, something comes to assure me against the barking and the howling of the dogs. Sympathy for the dogs and all nocturnal animals, for like us, they share the wrenching hunger for the unfastened. Every dog that has ever barked was barking for no other reason but to negotiate his own undying. Now, how much courtesy can we have less of to not be able to let humanity die quietly on its own, like a stray dog?